this. You were seen in several occasions advocating for peace. You also led the caravan.
I did a 2-hour interview with Radio Evangelium of Mamfe to explain to the people what had happened in dialogue. What happened? When we went in for a grand dialogue, I must be clear to you, the bishops of this province had already put out a memorandum to the Prime Minister in preparation for the dialogue to stand for federation. We said federation. And this is how we went into the dialogue. Now, this is what I want to explain to your televiewers.
Right.
When we went into that dialogue and we started talking, this was still the opening of the dialogue. It was Chief Elect von Nkea who got up and he made an analysis. All the videos are still there. Von Nkea started by saying that the position of the Southwest was that they don't want to have anything to do with the Northwest. And that if they are talking about federation, the Southwest position was that they didn't want any federation as long as that would have them to do with the Northwest. We're all in this hall. And Nkea went back to history to analyze the divisions and the disagreements between Southwest and Northwest. And that federation on condition that Southwest and Northwest are not together. Now, when he said this, this was the position that the Southwest brought to dialogue. And the Southwest said, 10-state federation. They were for federation, but 10-state federation. One man from the east and one from the north got up and said, look, we have never been a state. Why do you want to force us into statehood? You say you want 10 states. Why are you forcing us to be a state? You were a state, you know what it means. We have never been. So we don't want. Why do you want to force us into statehood? You say you want 10 states. Why are you forcing us to be a state? You were a state, you know what it means. We have never been. So we don't want state. Big argument broke out in the hall. And in the end, it is some lawyer who got up and went back to the Constitution and say, okay, with these arguments, there is provision for special status. Okay. So let us go back now to this Constitution and see how this special status can help Northwest and Southwest remain a little bit independent, but at the same time, not within the Federation. This was a compromise position that came out of the dialogue because the Southwest position was that they wanted federation but nothing to do with the Northwest. These are clear facts of history that we lived through in the Grand National Dialogue. So now people are arguing, oh, they want federation, they want this and the other. We sat in that hall and this is how the word special status came about. This is something that we can say is the fruit of the dialogue. And since then, what I think is that the decentralization process and the process of the independence or the autonomy of the regions has to be hastened. We are doing a lot of talking and very little is happening practically. The regions should be empowered and the regions should be able to take their own development into their hands. Then this problem will take a different dimension. This is the fruit of the dialogue. Okay. And so we cannot say nothing happened in the dialogue. And I want this history to pass very clearly how special status came about. Because of the disagreement that occurred in the hall between Northwest and Southwest. This is how we quarreled in the hall. It was a very big quarrel. Since I am a man of many worlds, I unfortunately found myself between the Northwest parliamentarians and the Southwest parliamentarians. So I was the one who was almost dividing the fight in the hall with Bishop George Nkea. This is a reality. So people just come and enter the story in chapter 3. They don't understand how it came about. And this is what I want our televiewers to understand.
Okay. Thank you so much, Your Grace. At least now we have an understanding.
Archbishop Nkea, the man is doing everything to be honest. The man is trying his best to be honest, to be sincere, and to speak the truth like a man of God, of which he is. We understand the tight corner where Archbishop Nkea did it. Now, when I say he talk, say he struggle for separate fight from this side, struggle for separate them from this side. Now, there is one underlying issue in this Archbishop Nkea's interview, and that issue is the La République du Cameroon policy of divide and rule. Divide and rule. Now, why that way? Even these so-called MP, then, all these so-called elites, you hear me fine? All these so-called elites, funds and chief, all these people there, when La République, they call them together, when La République, they want to deal with them, they make sure say they don't ever understand each other. La République has been fighting for over the years to create that gap, that dividing line between Ambazonians. Yes, the people who come from southern zone and the people that from northern zone. But now the only first time this way since 2016, we take that vow, we resolve to dissolve all that particular things there. But tell La République say never again. We succeeded to conquer these things. Now, why we can't reach it today? Any man way, if for instance, Ambazonia struggle, everyone begin talk about so-called Southwest, Northwest, this and that. You are alone. No man will deal with you. Will not deal with you. So when we can't talk say this one, hey, Bamen that fight, and Northwest that fight, this and that. the moment they talk, they never even finish. Mountain lions will repose all up for a killing for that side. Before they talk one finish, expendable one, they will already show paper for a killing. So when I see how the thing they go, my dear Ambazonians, and they make a moon and no say, even these people, the way they did chop, they did dine and wine with La République, they know they in a safe place. They did Yabat, Galajera, Mbela Monkichas, Jingu Musa, Regina Mundi, all these people there, the so-called Anglophone elites. La République make sure say they never ever talk with one voice. They must separate them. Now when I want to see them, they must always create some team for create that divide. It's true. Check and find your son. Archbishop Nkea, it is trouble for being honest. The truth is that we have always been one. The enemy can only come to divide, but they cannot succeed with Ambazonia because we overcame that particular gap. We don't bridge the gap. There is nothing more like, this xenophobic language, all these kind of things there. So my dear people, I simply make a for know the path we don't take up. Archbishop Nkea talk say they go talking about federation. Why are people talking about federation? When I talk about federation, so they say they want 10 states. So they say they don't want 2 states. Because 2 states will go back for West Cameroon and East Cameroon. You get the point? There is an underlying issue. The issue is that nobody can erase the history of Southern Cameroon. I said they never ever born that person. We go erase the history of Southern Cameroon because Southern Cameroon is the country of a brave people. Yes. Any man when he struggle for erase our history, he says he will erase himself. Archbishop Nkea, thank you for coming out. Thank you for speaking out loud. But anyhow we did, God gave power. Ambazonians, independent we seek, independent we shall get. Ambana hoha. Yes. Because God, he gave power. And so the things will happen. Right now in the comment section, Ambana hoha. no matter the amount of manipulation from La République, no matter the amount of deceit, no matter the amount of divide and rule, we will overcome them. You know, saying Galajera no fit look eyeball to eyeball with Bella Mokichas. You know so. Yeah, Bella Mokicha will caution, oh, I don't know where's people there. Obia know why he use these people there. Now use and done. Una know we see the kind of two moja be the do the true xenophobic language. But us Ambazonians, we have overcome that. We don't get time for all those things there. But the CB make Amuna know to raise your consciousness. For tell Una say, Ambazonians, we have work to do. And this job is to push out this enemy from our land. Any man where say the Anglophone or whatsoever, we will go join La République. Una no even talk about federation. They don't want to talk about it. Una go remain for inside that decentralization where Frank don't give that Republic make you una. Una go remain for that decentralization. Una go enjoy special status. Special status. Now people that will come with them equal status. Today they tell me say they want give you special status. People no punish them. Anyhow, my people, I will see you for my next update. Happy Sunday, happy weekend, and I wish you an excellent week ahead. And don't forget, share this video as far as you can. We continue to tell our people that irrespective of the dynamics, the gimmicks, the manipulations, the divide and rule mechanisms of La République du Cameroon, Ambazonia is one, and so shall it be.